Hi, my name is Cliff, and I'm a timeshare traveler, living pretty much full-time in timeshares. And I just want to walk through today's video, which is about how you can earn up to a month worth of free stays. Actually, mine was 29 days, not quite a month, but I wanted to walk you through that. So let me just as an introduction. The general rule is that it's timeshare-like. In other words, you can get free stays at hotels, and many of them have kitchens, and the ones I chose use kitchens. From a timeshare perspective, I own Marriott, Hilton, and Worldmark timeshares. So I will discuss the specifics for those. So these are not just some theoretical, these are actual examples. And I just want to highlight for those of you, this can be done by timeshare owners or non-owners, but its benefits are greater for timeshare owners, and I'll explain that as I go through each of the examples. And here's the basic premise is I'm leveraging a hotel loyalty credit card as a key ingredient. So Hilton, Marriott, and Worldmark, which is owned by Wyndham, all have loyalty credit cards, and you can use those for your purchases. In another video, a Timeshare Traveler budget, I talk about my $900 a month budget for living full-time in timeshares. So I can pretty much buy everything with credit cards since I'm not really paying a mortgage, which is more difficult to do that and then the last point really is that I use timeshare sales presentations because I want to learn about things, and those marketing excursions to earn points in addition to the actual time spent in the timeshares. And a summary level to how I got to 29 was 14 nights with Hilton, 8 nights with Wyndham, and 7 Wyndham/Worldmark, and 7 nights with Marriott for a total of 29 days. Details to follow, but before I get there, let me just go through a little bit about my YouTube channel. Hi, this is Cliff, and I'm your timeshare traveler. The goal of my YouTube channel is improving your timeshare travels. I'll do this through timeshare video reviews, tips for using timeshares, and much, much more. I can be found on Facebook at Timeshare Trav, Twitter at Timeshare Trav, and on the web at www.timesharetraveler.com. And if you like my videos, don't forget to click subscribe below. All right, now let's get into some of the detail, and I'll start first with Hilton, where I get my 14 nights. First, let me show you an example of the room. I picked Orlando in May of 2021, just as an example, and you can see that it was 21,000 points for a 1-bedroom with a king bed, sofa bed, and a full kitchen, and it includes complimentary breakfast, but I could cook mine as well. So anyway, so that's the hotel room, and remember that, and I use those points throughout the rest of the discussion about Hilton. So again, the thing I should mention about Hilton is, if you don't know that about the program, if you book 4 free nights or 4 regular nights, the 5th night's free. So really it takes 84,000 points, which is 21,000 times 4, and you actually get 5 nights for that. That's the first thing. The second thing, because of the credit card, I actually get 1 free room just for having a free night for just having the card. And you get 14 points if you pay for Hilton information stuff, and 7 points per dollar because I'm using the Aspire credit card. So the point number 3 is my maintenance is about $2,000 a year, which turns into 28,000 honors points, which is 14 points times 2,000. I attend 2 presentation trips to timeshares offered to owners, and you can do it if you're not an owner, but you get less points. The package typically costs $200 for 3 nights, and you tend to get, and that's again equal to 5,600 points when you do that twice a year. $200, 14 points, 5,600 points. Point B is typically when I sign up for these, I get 45,000 honors points, and then another 30,000 for actually scheduling it, and that equals 75,000. So for the total of 2 events a year, that's 150,000 Hilton honors points. And then I use credit cards throughout the year, and I just use 2 months as a number, and that's 3,900 times 2, or 7,800. And again, this is at 7 points per dollar, or 54,600. So my total points are 150,000 from attending the timeshare presentations, 28,000 from paying my timeshare maintenance, $5,600 from the 3-night packages, and $54,600 from just doing purchases. That's a total of 238,200 points. Okay, lots of numbers, but the bottom line of that is I get 10 nights, which is you take out of that 238,000 points, I take 84,000, which is equivalent for 5 nights, and I do that twice, and that's 168,000 points. Then I do 3 additional nights, which is 21,000 points per night, as I showed on the screen, times 3, or another 63,000. And then I have 1 night for the total for the credit card, and that's 14 nights. That uses 231,000 of the 238,200, so we actually end up with some points left over to use the following year. Okay, I hope that was relatively clear, and I'm pretty excited about staying at Hilton this upcoming year from the things that I've done this past year. And now I'll move on to the next timeshare. Hi, so now let's talk a little bit about Worldmark / Wyndham. So Wyndham has a credit card, and Worldmark is part of that. And I'll show you how you can get 8 nights in a 1-bedroom. And first you'll notice I'm showing the 1-bedroom in Oceanside. It's literally right across the street from the ocean, and it's right on the pier. And it's 15,000 points a night for the 1-bedroom with a full kitchen. It's great. I've stayed there, and there's even a review of that in my YouTube channel. But anyway, so let me now walk you through how I get to the 8 nights. First thing is I do 30,000 points to get 2 nights, and that's my $435 a month. Maintenance times 5 points per dollar equals 26,150 points. Not to put a fine number on that. And then I assume that there's $3,800 spent elsewhere throughout the year. That's less than 1 month. And there's also taxes that happen from time to time when you book a reservation, and you pay those and you get 5 points. So getting to 30,000 points in a year is relatively straightforward with the maintenance. So that's how I get 2 nights. The additional 6 nights are really attending 4 presentations a year. And I do those because A, I get invited, and B, I actually want to stay current, and I may want to upgrade my membership a little bit, depending on how things are going. So I usually get, because I'm an owner, I usually get between 15,000 and 30,000, and I just sort of averaged it in between at 22,500. So that if you do 22,500 times 4, you get 90,000 points, and that's equal to 6 nights. So in summary, for Wyndham / Worldmark, you get 2 nights from the timeshare maintenance fees, and 6 nights from attending presentations, or even going to, they have owner weekend getaways, and I enjoy doing those. So anyway, that's Wyndham, and then we move on to the final example. Hi, so now we're here to discuss Marriott details, how I can get 7 nights. And again, I show an example of a Residence Inn, and you can see that it has a full kitchen, and it is 20,000 points a night. And I picked May again, and so it's a total of 40,000 points. So let me walk through how I get to 7 nights. Point 1, which is the first 2 nights, is I happen to have 2 credit cards with Marriott. That actually was one of the old Starwood and one of the original Marriott, which merged in the Bonvoy, and I kept them both, and I get 1 free night stay for those. Then I have maintenance fees of about $2,700 a year, and you get 6 points per dollar. That's 16,200 points. And then I added 6 months of purchases because I use the Marriott card a lot, and that gets me another 46,800 points. So if you add up the total earns from 2 and 3, the maintenance fees and the use of the credit card, you get a little bit more than 3 nights. And then I attend at least 2 presentations a year, and those are usually when I'm staying at one of the timeshares, and those are usually 20,000 points a time, or I get 2 nights for that. So in summary, for Marriott, I get 2 free nights from having the credit card, 3 nights from my maintenance and purchasing throughout the year, and then 2 nights from attending owner presentations, for a total of 7 nights. Well, I hope that's been helpful, that I've gone through things that you can do. But again, it's easier if you're a timeshare owner, but if you're not, you can still sign up for a lot of those programs. Well, hopefully by now you are pretty excited about the opportunities you have for having good stays in locations. And again, I apologize, there are a lot of numbers, but you can go back through the video and there's some information in my notes that you can do that. But anyway, again, it's very timeshare-like in the sense that you're staying at hotels with kitchens, and I do that because I'm traveling a lot and I prefer to have the choice to cook, and it saves in expenses. And I mentioned I went through Marriott, Hilton, and Worldmark slash Wyndham. And again, a reminder, it can be done by non-owners or owners, but it works better if you're a timeshare owner. But I have done a lot of things without being a timeshare owner. And again, the other thing I should tell you is you have to go through the credit cards. I'll do a separate video on how you do what's my favorite credit cards and why. Obviously, Marriott, Hilton, and Wyndham, you can see what the reasons would be for me to do that. And again, don't forget, you need to sit in presentations. I don't buy unless I have a reason to buy, but I always like to keep up to date. And again, the summary, 14 days from Hilton, 8 days from Wyndham slash Worldmark, and 7 days from Marriott. And it's 29 days a year. You can do this every year.